Hi guys, today I'm gonna show you some unusual food that Ukrainians eat. We're talking about things like pork fat, pickled apples, meat jelly, and a few more classic but still fun dishes from Ukrainian cuisine. My name is Masha, I'm Ukrainian. Welcome to my channel and let's dive in. Let's start with something that's not too shocking but is my absolute favorite. Sour cream. In Ukraine, it's the sauce for literally everything, even desserts.
This is every Ukrainian before eating any meal.
The most classic combos are borscht with sour cream and varenyky with sour cream. It's essential. Think of it like soy sauce in Asian cuisine. But really, sour cream is used with almost everything here. In the summer, it's the dressing for salads, cucumbers, tomatoes, green onions, and of course, sour cream. And oh my gosh, forget olive oil. We've got creamy perfection here. And you know that sauce at the bottom of the salad? For me, it's the best part. You have to mop it with some bread. It's amazing. Just talking about this makes me hungry. And of course, sour cream goes with other things like vegetable soups, cabbage rolls, potato pancakes. It just makes everything 10 times better. If you don't believe me, listen to this girl.
Us is a smetana, like sour cream. In England, we have sour cream, which is pretty much the same as smetana, but I would never use it. Now, everything tastes better with smetana. Soups, on bread, like with potatoes, like anything, rice, anything and everything, put smetana on it, it tastes better.
Exactly. We even eat sour cream with sweet things like crepes and varenyky, our little cottage cheese pancakes. By the way, I have the best varenyky recipe, check it out. And in that video I showed you exactly how we serve them with sour cream and jam. Delicious! Sour cream is literally the queen of Ukrainian food. In Ukrainian, sour cream is she, by the way.
And then you eat it with the sour cream.
Sour cream, always. Sour cream pairs with everything here. It's gonna be nice. Look at that.
Our ancestors ate it and love it. We even see it in classic Ukrainian literature. And Ukrainian immigrants, especially those in South America or Asia, often say they miss sour cream and cottage cheese the most. So that's real love, folks. So this is love. The second unusual thing we eat is pickled apples and watermelons. Yeah, I know. They taste like sweet, sour, salty little bites. Once I showed how we pickle tomatoes with apples in a video, but people were like, whoa, never seen that before. Why are you doing this? I was like, because it's tasty. I personally love pickled apples. It's hard to compare the taste to anything. It's a unique texture and flavor. And pickled watermelons are even more unusual because it absorbs the marinade deeply, so it has a stronger taste. And the watermelon taste almost disappears. For my opinion, it tastes good, but one slice a year is usually enough for me. But apples, though, I'm obsessed, but I have friends who hate them. In Ukraine, you either worship pickled apples or just haven't grown into the taste yet. I call it olive effect. You know how no one liked olives as a kid, but now, when I was little, every fall my mom would bring home pickled apples and watermelons. She treated them like they were a treasure. I'd watch her and think, how could she like that? Disgusting. And now here I am, sitting here and confessing pickled apples. I love you, period. Next, we move on to one of the most weird things in Ukrainian cuisine. We call it simple salo. Essentially, it's pork fat. You hear me right. It's eaten salted, fried, or smoked. If you're cringing, I get it. I am not a huge fan myself. Oh my god, shh. Don't tell the cultural police. For saying this, I could be deprived of citizenship. Quickly give this video a thumbs up to protect me and even maybe subscribe. Yeah. So, how do people eat pork fat? Take a deep breath Think of it as a lard sashimi. Ukrainians put thin slices of salo on bread, add some mustard and green onion, and eat it with borscht. It's a classic combo.
Before, in the evenings, I would love a cup of tea and a biscuit before I go to bed. The other evening, I was like, you know what I really want? Brown bread, sala, and raw onion. Like, that is what I was craving.
Yeah, sometimes the lard is rubbed with salt and kept for several days and then served the same way I described earlier. Promise, it's not gross or that gross. It's kind of like really thick butter, super creamy. Sometimes it's even smoke. And sometimes it's even smoked. It's something special.
So basically just like lard on top of bread, right? So good. Oh, the bread, the garlic, love it. Like, it's so good.
I told you so. The other way we eat salo, we fry it to a crisp. We call those shkvarki. And they're sprinkled over dishes like varenyky and borscht. My grandpa used to fry eggs with salo. That was his signature dish. As a kid, I loved it, but now that would be way too heavy for me, you know. But most of Ukrainians still love salo.
Так, головне держимо емоції, емоції держимо. Це божественно.
My British husband tries.
Salo for Britannia. Oh, it's good, girl. Oh, it's so nice.
So that's why if you eat meat and visit Ukraine one day, you have to try it. Brace yourself for the next dish. We'll talk about meat jelly, also known as Kholodets. This is one that shocks people. It's meat broth turned into jelly. Yes, you heard me right. And here in Ukraine, it's a delicacy, a holiday dish served at Christmas. And it tastes like a cold soup with a very unusual texture.
Andrew, you're looking at the Kholodet, which is a pork gelatin. And interestingly enough, Andrew, you know where else they eat this? Is Dombe, Kholodet. It ain't bad.
I actually kind of like it. It's really not what you think it is. You think pork gelatin, you think it's really something weird, but it's actually just those juices that have become gelatinized from being cold.
I told you so. Honestly, it could be a molecular gastronomy dish selling for $10 a spoonful. And that's how we make it. The broth is boiled with big meat bones for hours and then pours into bowls to set. Thanks to all gelatin in the bones, it turns into jelly. But Kholodets is actually tasty. It's not gross, just unique. But there's a trick. If there's a white layer of fat on top, you'll want to scrape it off. In restaurants, it's usually gone, but homemade, be careful. That's an experience you don't want. Just trust me. The Kholodets itself with some mustard, a garlic bun, might just win you over. Most Ukrainians genuinely love it.
По-перше,
Це холодець.
ой, колаген пішов.
Ну слухай, ну бо ж всі знаєш.
Льоша.
Слухай, ну таке м'ясо прям серйозно.
Няма.
For me, it's a Christmas dish. Traditionally, Ukrainians would make it in the winter, so it would set outside. Yeah, the tough old days without fridges. My mom and grandma made it often. Mom still does it few times a year, maybe. In summary, if you're brave and don't mind new textures in food, definitely try it. And for dessert, let's talk about Kutya. It's another one Christmas dish made of wheat, poppy seeds, nuts and raisins, all soaked in a dried fruit compote. It's like sweet soup. Yes, we have sweet soup and savory jelly. Weird? Maybe. In my family, every Christmas dinner starts with a spoonful of kutya. And then they pass the ball to me because I am obsessed with kutya. It tastes like a dessert. And you know, it reminds me of fruit salad with milk. You've probably seen it on TikTok. But kutya has a slight bready flavor from the wheat, crunch from the nuts and poppy seeds, and fruity sweetness from the compote and raisins. Isn't that perfect? In my family, we always make it with compote, but in other parts of Ukraine, people sometimes use milk. I love this version too, but of course, our family recipe has my heart. So that's all the weird and wonderful Ukrainian food we love and I want to tell you about. Comment on which one surprised you most. What would you try? I'm so curious. And check out this video next about why I love Ukraine. I think you'll like it. Bye!